Indiana Fever preseason has officially come, and it has officially gone.
The Indiana Fever did finish the WNBA preseason undefeated.
Caitlin Clark is sinking shots from distances that seem almost impossible, places most players wouldn't even dare. Meanwhile, Lexie Hull is proving to be the Fever's not-so-secret weapon in clutch fourth-quarter moments. As one insider put it, I think Caitlin Clark may have actually extended her range. She's hitting deep threes like their routine.
The Indiana Fever close out the preseason 3-0, victory against the Mystics, victory against the Brazilian national team, and another victory this afternoon against the Atlanta Dream.
In their final preseason game, the Indiana Fever wrapped up a flawless 3-0 sweep, but not without some drama. A concerning injury to a key player and unexpected remarks from their Atlanta Dream opponents added tension to the victory. From standout performances to surprising twists, here's the full story behind Indiana's perfect preseason finale in Atlanta. If you're hyped for the season, drop a "I've got the Fever" in the comments below. Let's go.
When I watch the Fever, even when they're not at their best, one thing I can't help but think is that they're just going to run teams off the floor and destroy them with their firepower. They just have so many players that can beat you and can score. And, Duana Bonner didn't even start this game. Sophie Cunningham started in her place.
Did you know Caitlin Clark nearly missed the Fever's final preseason game? Less than 24 hours before tip-off against the Atlanta Dream, fans were glued to their screens, refreshing social media for any updates. The reason? Shocking news broke. Clark had collided with a practice player during the team's final workout, landing hard on the same leg she had previously strained. Tension rose instantly across Fever Nation.
They're just doing a drill, and if you're looking what happens here. Caitlin Clark pulls up. Caitlin Clark pulls up immediately. And a lot of people are saying that it's not the...
Picture this, the Fever's medical staff rushing onto the court, urgently evaluating their star rookie while a flawless preseason record, 2 wins, 0 losses, hung in the balance. Caitlin Clark sat on the sideline, an ice pack on her leg, as fans held their breath. Was this a bad omen? Was the pressure of pro basketball already catching up to her? As the medical team worked through their evaluations, social media lit up with speculation. Would Clark miss her final preseason appearance? Would this affect her availability for the regular season opener? With every passing minute, the questions only grew louder.
Coach just mentioned you've been limited in practice this week. Just how are you kind of working back from that leg injury?
Yeah, I think taking my time. I feel really good, honestly, and excited to get out there and play again tomorrow, work on things that we need to work on. And yeah, Maria's been great. Our medical staff has been really helpful. But I feel really good, honestly.
Then came the announcement that sent a wave of relief through Fever Nation. Caitlin Clark was cleared to play. Not only would she suit up, she was set to start. Just like that, the injury scare faded into the background, becoming a mere footnote instead of the headline it almost was.
There's no reason to overdo anything right now. It's been the beginning of the season. Still don't play here for another week, but the last 2 days have been really, really good for myself.
You know what started? What caused it to get her?
I don't. Probably just a little too much basketball. I think, I love being in the gym, but I think understanding when to be in the gym and, when to recover and things like that. So I think just finding a balance and obviously just getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, it was nothing major or anything like that.
From the opening minutes, it was clear, Caitlin Clark wasn't holding back. She pulled up from distances that left defenders stunned and helpless. Her confidence, unshakable. Even Sports Illustrated WNBA analyst Robin Lundberg took notice, posting on X, "I think Caitlin Clark may have even increased her range. She's shooting the deep ones like they're nothing."
It. So second attempt, same spot, same result for Maya Caldwell. That's Caitlin Clark, top of the key, and drains her first triple of...
One particular three-pointer stood out. Clark pulled up from near the logo and drained it effortlessly. The shot instantly reminded fans of her iconic deep bomb just a week earlier at Iowa. Atlanta's defenders could only watch as the ball arced high and swished clean through the net. This wasn't just a rookie testing the waters of professional basketball. This was Caitlin Clark officially announcing her arrival. By the end of the game, she had silenced any injury concerns with an impressive stat line: 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds, all in just 23 minutes.
Of Natasha Howard gets the bucket. Step back triple. Kelsey Mitchell to the rim. Well, that's Caitlin Clark, top of the key, and drains her triple.
As the final buzzer sounded on the Fever's 81-76 win over Atlanta, they had completed something special, a perfect 3-0 preseason sweep. What began with concern and uncertainty ended with growing excitement about what this team could achieve when the real games begin. With the score tight heading into the fourth quarter, an unexpected hero stepped into the spotlight, and it wasn't Caitlin Clark. It was Lexie Hull. Quietly refining her game throughout the preseason and adapting to her new role off the bench, Hull seized the moment. It's worth remembering, last year, Hull started the final stretch of the season and quickly became a key two-way weapon. Her impact was undeniable, even rising to become the league's hottest three-point shooter during that run. And now, she's doing it again, just when her team needs her most.
And now BG says she's rediscovered her love for the game, saying Atlanta reminds me of home. I'm back in the South and this was the best decision of my life.
She is completely fine, just needing rest, so we will not see her for the rest of this ball game.
Yeah, we can't give out all our weapons.
Turnover as Matt Caldwell got a little too deep.
However, with the arrival of the new All-Star free agent additions, Paul has graciously accepted a role coming off the bench this season, but there was something different about her in this game. There was a newfound confidence in her step, a certainty in her movements that instantly caught everyone's attention. This wasn't the same player we had seen before. This was someone ready to take over.
I think more than anything, just being able to practice with our team. We're getting a lot of good reps in practice, and I think confidence comes from that. Confidence comes from getting the reps, the game-like reps, over and over again in practice. And our team's super competitive, so every single day that we've had of training camp so far has felt pretty much game-like. Like we're all taking it very serious, and it starts in practice.
The Atlanta Dream kept pushing, threatening with every possession to hand the Fever their first preseason loss. The tension in the arena was rising. Could Indiana's perfect record survive? That's when Lexie Hull took control. When her team needed scoring the most, Hull delivered with stunning efficiency. She found lanes through defenders that seemed to vanish the moment she moved. With defenders in her face, she pulled up for mid-range jumpers as if they weren't even there. One play in particular stood out. Hull split two Dream defenders and finished with a smooth layup at the rim, leaving everyone in awe.
Just like, nah, shoot that thing when you open.
Lexie Hull getting downhill, finds the bucket and one, as this will be the largest lead for Indiana.
Her impact went far beyond just scoring. Hull's defensive intensity created chaos for Atlanta's offense, leading to turnovers and fast break opportunities. Her court awareness was on full display, setting up her teammates for easy buckets. The Dream simply had no answer for Hull's relentless play down the stretch. After the game, Coach Stephanie White shared valuable insights into Hull's development that made everything we had just witnessed make sense. When you accept your role, as Lexie has, you can't let it put you in a box, White said, emphasizing how Hull had not only embraced her responsibilities but had also expanded her game, continuing to evolve in every aspect.
Lexie's playing with such a high level of confidence. You saw that the second half of last season, her starting to grow into that. I think you saw it a lot in Unrivaled as well. It unlocked, I think, a little bit of creativity. I think sometimes when you're a young player in this league, when you accept your role, as Lexie does, you can't allow it to put you in a box, right? Like your role can change throughout the course of a season. Your role can change throughout the course of career.
That it's going to be an exciting season. I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, it might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, trust into the coaching staff, trust in each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be. So just excited, with the progress we've made even over just 3 games.
Lexie does. You can't allow it to put you in a box, right? Like your role can change throughout the course of a season. Your role can change throughout the course of career. So you want to be able to stretch and expand. And I think Lexie's done a really good job of putting herself in position for that, running actions for her, allowing her to decision make. Hell, I think in the Washington game we had her playing some point. So it's a tribute to the work that she's put in, the confidence that she's built with her discipline and work ethic in the off season. And you trust her on the floor. You trust her to make the right play and make the right read.
What happened next speaks volumes about the chemistry already forming on this Fever team. Sophie Cunningham, known for her own fiery competitiveness, quickly stepped in as the voice of reason. As Clark continued arguing with the officials, Cunningham pulled her away from the situation before it could escalate further. She essentially played the role of veteran protector, making sure the star didn't talk herself into a more serious situation with the refs.
Cunningham actually stepped on somebody's foot and turned her ankle and had to leave the game.
Here's where things get interesting. Later on, after playing peacekeeper for Clark, Cunningham faced her own challenge. In the third quarter, Cunningham went up for a rebound and landed awkwardly on Ryan Howard's foot. The moment she came down, you could see something was wrong. Cunningham fell to the court, then hopped to the Fever's bench clearly in pain. The injury was later identified as a right ankle issue, and she was listed as doubtful to return.
Hopefully the Fever are fully healthy going into that game. Hopefully Sophie Cunningham is good to go in that game. I know she was seen in a walking boot afterwards, but that's typical. It clearly wasn't a serious injury, but it doesn't mean it's going to be healthy a week from today either.
I don't think so. She was in there getting in a cold tub, so she keeps saying I'll be fine, so I trust her.
Despite these moments of tension and concern, the game also featured remarkable displays of sportsmanship that remind us what makes certain teams special. Before and after the final buzzer, players from both teams shared genuine moments of respect. Hugs and conversations between competitors showed that fierce competition on the court doesn't prevent real connection off it. One particularly meaningful exchange caught on camera was between Clark and Brittney Griner. Though they barely shared court time during the game, the two stars embraced warmly afterward. Fans noticed and appreciated this moment, with one commenting, "Great respect from Clark and Griner." These small gestures matter in building the culture of the league.
We did a better job of taking care of the ball in the second half. I was disappointed that we had 10 first half turnovers. A lot of them were trying to force things that just weren't there. I didn't feel like we were patient enough to get into our offense. So we did a better job of taking care of the ball. I always love when we have a high assist to made field goal ratio. I think we're going to find a lot of success when that happens for us. Quality depth, they came in and made impact, no doubt. And being able to, hold a team to 34% from the field. All points of emphasis for us. And even though it's not always that pretty, it's progress, and that's what we need. Obviously, you want to win. I think winning it gives you a different kind of vibe, a different kind of feel. But more than anything, we want to see growth. We want to see how we're able to utilize our depth. We want to continue to see different combinations, different lineups, what it looks like. And we want to see application of things that we've done in practice.
Sophie's so fun to play with. She has a different energy about her, something you can't teach, something you can't tell people to act like, because you either have that or you don't. And being able to play with her, you feed off of that. And she feeds off the crowd feeds off her. So it's super fun. And I'm very grateful to get to play alongside her.
Yeah, just giving a different kind of look and seeing what we might be able to do from that standpoint with Sophie's energy in the starting lineup and with DB's production coming off the bench. So, we'll probably continue throughout the course of the week tinkering a little bit. But preseason gives us a good opportunity to see what we like, because it's important to have a good starting group, and it's important to have energy out and production off the bench. The growth process, or the growth edge for young competitive players, is how you channel your energy, right? Like Tamika Catchings was the same way as a young player. You're fiery, you're competitive, and so being able to channel it in a way that is positive, for her and for our team. And, it's part of growing, right? It's part of growing in this league.